guys are ready.
Kendall, more than anything, it feels like this is a totally different team than you've ever had play Indiana. Specifically, you've got help with Mackenzie Holmes. And for the first time, it's got to be exciting to at least know that it's not on you for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I'm enjoying right now, especially about the scout, is that like I'm going to be able to guard some different people. And I always say, like, I think the 5 is one of the most physically taxing positions in basketball, just because you are you're not running as much, but you're just constantly banging around. And with Mackenzie, it's 40 minutes. Like, you have to be physical with her the whole time. So being able to have help, and especially have Hobby be on her, Hobby will bang her around, get her tired, play great defense, and then when we rotate, I'll be able to go down. I'll be fresh from guard to guard, and then we can just rotate back and forth. So it's been kind of nice to have that realization, especially in scout. Like, oh, that's not going to be me for 40 minutes. So I'm excited about that, and I think that'll really help us a lot.
You kind of referenced it after the Penn State win, a quad 1 win, but you now have really 4 more opportunities at that. What are you just kind of looking forward to this chance as a team to see what you might be able to do in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think we've, I think we're a team that plays best when we play up to our competition. Sometimes with some of these other teams, it's, I feel like sometimes we play down to our competition, and I think that hurts us a lot. So I think, when we kind of feel like the underdog, I feel like we play better. So I'm really excited for a lot of quad 1 opportunities, and I think at this point in the season it's pivotal that we get a lot of these. But I think it just adds to the fun. There's that next level, and as a couple of us older kids like understand that quad thing a little bit better. Last year we didn't as much. Shauna didn't talk about it as much, but this year she says, you guys are veterans. Like, I can tell you guys this, like, these are important wins. Like, the NCAA tournament is still an option, but we need to get these wins. So it's just kind of that important, I think, next step.
What's the value of being older and being able to understand that and not feel, I guess, the weight of the world? Like, what's the balance there, especially with some younger players?
It just takes away the pressure. I think, like, I've been doing this this is my 4th year doing this, and so it's like, oh, it's just another game. It's just a quad 1 win. There's just these little factors to the games, and so I think getting the younger kids, the freshmen, to understand that is important, because like Gretchen and Corey they play a lot in those games, and so it's like, we need you guys to understand, like, this game, it has value outside of the W column. Like, it has impact down the road. So just, I think getting them to understand that, and I think they do, is really big.
I felt like that first Indiana game, you guys were kind of in the early stages of figuring it out. Like, how are you, if at all, different now versus that first meeting?
I think we were just trying to figure a lot of things out. I think we were trying to figure out, like, kind of a lineup thing, like, and we have a bunch of new people, so it's like trying to figure out who plays well together, who does what best. And I think we finally have found our rhythm and our lineup and stuff. And so I think just kind of having played a lot of games with that same lineup and just kind of being comfortable with each other and getting more practice with each other, like, especially me and Hobby, like, we didn't get to play together a whole lot at the beginning of the season, and we didn't get to play a whole lot together at the Indiana game. So this is like something new that we're going to be able to try and just see, like, hey, like, is this going to work? And Hobby and I are playing, like, really well together right now. Like, she's able to get a lot of my passes and score. Like, she's passing into me and I'm able to score. So it's just been really good to kind of get that, like, relationship kind of going and, like, have some games under our belt with that.
After what you were going through last week, I think the how you feeling question doesn't apply anymore. Just what were you going through last week to just even try to play against, against Maryland? It was
a lot. I didn't practice both games before Maryland. I was at home. Coach was telling me, like, go do the sauna, go do the, cold bath, like, all that stuff. And so, I mean, it was really after the Purdue game is when I started feeling really bad. And then it was just like, they couldn't give me anything for it because it was viral. And it was like, yeah, it's just like a 3 to 7 day bug. I'm like, oh, okay. So whole week of feeling like absolute crap. So it was a lot, but, I credit, Autumn and Coach for kind of giving me a break and helping me with what I needed to do. Like, Autumn was there the whole time. I had like a whole thermos of tea that she had made from, like, with honey and all that stuff. And then we had the hot towel. So we were struggling, but we made it through.
Did you get that shot of adrenaline in Penn State? Just, hey, I feel good now. This is great.
Oh, yeah. It was like, Coach was like, it's good to have you back. It's like, it feels good to be back 100% because, even the Northwestern game, Northwestern and Maryland just was not feeling it. But there's games like that, so.
What's the key for consistency? Like, it feels like we hear that a lot with you. Like, how do you find that in basketball and just everything?
I mean, I just do what I do. Like, I'm not trying to go out of my way to do things that I don't do or, like, I'm not comfortable with, and I just try and do what I'm comfortable with to the best of my ability. And I think I think that helps a lot just because like I know what I'm going to bring every day. Like I know I'm going to be able to do this and this, and if I can do this, that's great. But like this is my role on the team. This is what I bring to the team, and like this is what I'm going to do to the best of my abilities. That's just kind of my mindset with everything, especially like with rebounding. So.
Here we go. We got Gretchen Dolan.
How good did those 3-pointers feel at Penn State, and how comfortable are you just broadly just stepping into this role now?
Yeah, I think it felt good to get a couple threes in at Penn State, just seeing the ball go through the net a little bit from range. So yeah, I think it gave me a little bit of confidence to see him go through. So.
Kendall talked about like some freshmen need a year in the Big Ten to figure it out. So like, how have you kind of like sped that up? Like, what's been the process with the coaches or teammates to step into that role, a bigger role right now?
I think just staying ready. You know, like I think we can all attest to you never know what's going to happen, and you know, whatever role you might have. So I think I was just staying ready for whatever role that might be. And, you know, with Jada going down, I knew that people were going to have to step up. So just staying within myself and staying confident.
Just how much different of a player are you from that first Indiana game to now facing them kind of for a second time this season?
I think pretty different. You know, Indiana was pretty early in the season. You know, now it's February, and I think, you know, as a freshman, you get a little comfortable each and every day, every game. So I think just taking that, you know, I'm just more comfortable. Still a process, but yeah.
What's kind of that been like of getting that comfort level? What's that kind of entailed or involved to get you to that place, basically?
I mean, you know, it's taken a lot, but I think the people around me have really helped. My coaches and all of my teammates and the older girls, they've, you know, helped me so much, like with my development and, you know, just picking up on things every day. So they've kind of just taken me under their wing, and they've been really helpful.
How do you guys approach this last month? It seems like an unbelievable opportunity, these last 4 games that you guys have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just taking it day by day still, you know, each practice trying to get better, and each game, you know, not looking too far ahead, just looking at the next game and taking that head on.
I know Kendall talked that Shauna has talked a little bit more about the quad 1 opportunities and how big some of these games are. So I guess what have you learned about the magnitude of these games and what it can do for you guys in this final month?
You know, just that each game, you know, matters so much, and you can't take any team lightly because every team is coming to play every night. So, you know, we have to do the same and realize, you know, we have a lot of opportunities coming up and we can capitalize on them.
I feel like too, just being around a bunch of veterans can just be such a, you know, help you along in this process you've gone through to get to this point.
For sure. I think, you know, yeah, like having a bunch of veterans and veteran guards too. You know, they've been in my position and they've played in the Big Ten and stuff like that. So I think it's very helpful and huge, like, you know, for me and Corey to be around them every day, especially just how they lead and, you know, help us.
Did you have a kind of a light bulb moment of, okay, I belong here? Like this is going to work out for me, you know, throughout this year? Was there an aha moment of, okay, this is how I play is going to be able to translate here and this is going to work?
I don't know if I would say it was like a light bulb moment, but I would say like just in practice going along when I would see myself progressing and picking up things every day like fairly quickly. So I would say that.
What have you learned about Kendall? Like, she seems really consistent in pretty much everything. Like, what have you kind of learned about her, and like, what can you take from her and some of those elements?
Yeah, I could take a lot from Kendall, even though she's a big, but she's, like you said, just so consistent, like in every area. You know, she's always in the gym and even in film and whatever she does, it's just very steady and solid, and it translates on the court. As you can see, she's, you know, whatever she does out there, it's every game, it's like those numbers, 50 rebounds, 70 rebounds. So, yeah.